So you want to winterize your RV and don't want to spend a ton of money? There's a few parts you can buy on Amazon, and a cheap Harbor Freight air compressor will do the job for you. Alright, so we got the valve here. It's from Amazon for about 12 bucks. We can pressurize it. Do that. We can adjust the flow. Got water coming out of here. Turn some water on here. Got some air coming out, blowing pressure through and getting all that water out. Once I get the pressure dialed in on the compressor and the air compressor valve on the fresh end, I usually come in and run all the faucets. I let the system build up some pressure first, and then open each faucet a little bit, see if water comes out, shut it, wait a few minutes, and then open it again, make sure we got all the water out of the lines. Another thing I like to do is I put a bowl in the sink and catch all the water in here, because I already drained the main tank, the gray tank, so I don't want any more water to go in there, so I usually try to capture everything in this bowl. Let's turn this on and see a little bit more water coming out. That's about the procedure. I just do this repeatedly until I see no water coming out anymore. Alright, so now we get under the middle of the motorhome, and to finish the winterizing process, there is a couple of water filters we got to remove. Let me set the flashlight up here. The main water drains right over here, drain the gray tank and the water block here. And then over here we have these filters, and you got to take them off to finish winterizing your motorhome. At least in our Monaco Dynasty, this is a water filtration system, and every year you're supposed to remove these and clean the filters and just put them in a sack or something, leave them here for next season. Next, the final thing I want to do is dump some RV and Marine antifreeze down the drains, just to make sure it flushes any of the water out of the traps and you won't have any problems. Just for laughs, let's say we do the old cold start video. Everybody does it. This is a 97 Monaco Dynasty 8.3 Cummins. It's about 55 degrees outside. Hasn't started in days. Let's see what she does. Let's do the old cold starteroo. Alright. So on these, they have an air ride system, so there'll be an air ride alarm that'll chime. We got the key in. Here we have the let's get back here. Here's the wait to start lights, all the normal lights on these things. Wait till wait to start goes off. Let's see what she does. Okay, we can start her up. And it says low air here. Take a look at this. So the air system needs to fill up for the suspension system, so that light takes about 5 minutes to go out on this one, maybe a little less. And then once it has a sufficient amount of air, the tone stops. And we're just watching the air pressure rise. Slowly coming up. And our lights are off here for low air. The tone went out, that was great. So we just let her warm up for a minute. Back inside, everything's looking good. I'm not seeing anything really weird. Alternator's above 12 volts, so that's happy. Let's take a look at that. Oil pressure is good. Everything's looking pretty decent. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we got good oil pressure, good volts. Temps are cold still. We got trans temps cold. Air pressure is coming up into where it's happy. You want your air pressure right on this RV between 150 and 90. Then your air brakes work correctly and air ride is working correctly. Usually I watch those. If it gets a little low, then I either got a leak or something's going on. So I usually monitor it when I'm driving. We got boost pressure. That seems to be pretty accurate. Speedometer, RPM. The weird thing with this motorhome is the ABS brake light stays on until you move it, and then it goes off. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. ABS seems to work correctly. Then over here on the side, you got your traditional Allison gear selector for an RV, 6-speed Allison, and you got the cruise control switches. Set your air brake. Down underneath, you got your button for the Jake brake. This is a pack brake. That works pretty well. And you got your old school bright button. Remember that from the old 70 Chevy. Funny thing about this RV, it has Ford HVAC controls and Ford headlights, taillights, and it's got a General Motors key. The ignition's a GM key. It's really funny.